But today we are going to talk about accommodationism and its relationship to relationships. Anybody read Booker T. Washington? Atlanta Exposition Address? Kind of, sort of. Who's Booker T. Washington? Somebody. Anybody. Conversation starter. Yes, that is one thing he was. He was a very famous black person. What did he do? What made him famous?
I know that like his ideals were like something along the lines of like, everybody not gonna be like a scholar, but find a trade and do what they're best at.
Yes, he was an educator who advocated vocational education. Yes and no. Yes, you have the parameters of it, correct. However, the bulk of that story is a story that was received to us through history. Throughout history, we tend to think of him. We call him an accommodationist, but it's mainly ascribed to him as a pejorative, meaning he capitulated to white people. But that's not Booker T. Washington. Booker T. Washington, a more charitable way of thinking of Booker T. Washington is that he was a pragmatist. He believed in realistic solutions to real problems that are going on now. W.E.B. Du Bois, in contrast, who was one of his biggest opponents in terms of their ideals and philosophies, was more of an idealist. He wanted to see what wasn't there, something that's different. Well, Booker T. Washington gets the sellout, the slave, or the accommodationist brand because his philosophy was, okay, these white people are racist, but we all live in the same space, so we got to do something. In that Atlanta exposition, which you guys have to read because it's going to show up on your next quiz, he famously says, in everything, business and public, shared communal space, Americans, no matter who they are, we should be tight as a fist. However, and this is why he gets called a sellout, he says, in everything social, we can be as separate as 5 fingers are on a hand. What do you think that means? Think about your hand. What is it? Yes.
Even though all humans are attached to, they all serve not really a big purpose, they all have their own significance.
We're all in the same space, but we don't all have to do the same thing. That is a very fair solution if the hand and 4 of the fingers weren't racist against the 1 finger. What I mean by that, sure, everybody can do your thing. As a matter of fact, we're in the age of identity. I don't care who you are. You don't have to care who I am. You live your life. I'm going to live my life. If those were the rules, that would be fine. And in fact, his idealism comes in the fact that he believes that if we don't beef, we're not beefing. That's where he's wrong. What he did unintentionally was advocate separate but equal. What was separate but equal? Remember what time we're talking about? Late 19th century, early 20th century. What is segregation?